Okay. Well, thanks for joining me. Here we are on this Sunday, November 13th, and I see some of the weather on the sidelines there. I got to call someone out for their having their volume on still. I don't see you here on my screen, but anyway, it's kind of a cool-ish day here. The weather is, it's like in the 40s and it's cloudy. It sprinkled this morning. No snow though, but this week maybe. It's on the forecast. I think Thursday and Friday. It's good to see you guys. I'm reading your notes. I'm going to put a swipe of my chapstick on. I just made this. This is one of the items that comes in the new solstice calendars. I made it with calendula oil and beeswax and avocado butter, because some people are allergic to nut butters, and oftentimes when you make a lip balm or a salve, you might add like a shea butter or use almond oil or something like that. But I try to avoid anything with nuts, and I use avocado butter, which I love, and so it makes a really nice lip balm. So yeah, this hour is going to be about promoting products. I'll be talking about the farm, of course, but I'm kind of here to tell you about all the things in the shop. And the reason I'm doing that, yeah, Jade, I think I will sell them separately after I get my handle on my orders for my solstice calendars. I just forgot what I was going to say. I was going to tell you why I wanted to do this. So it has a little bit, there's sort of selfish reasons. Some of you know already that I don't have like a proper shop. I have my house and I have the barn. I have a lot that I'm very grateful for. But when it comes to a shop for all of our things, it's all like in and around where we live. And so because the holidays are coming and I wanted to be able to set the table for Thanksgiving, I have to organize my stuff. So I thought after today, after getting to share everything with you, I'm going to organize my things by putting them labeled in the bins and keep them nice and clean and all of that. But I won't have them like all over my house anymore. So before the big take down, the big packing away job, I wanted to share with you guys so that you could see things in person / internet. And so I think that I will go ahead and dive in. Oh, great, Rose, you love your naturally dyed aprons. I have to show you the colors that we have. And so also before I forget, because I see Beth is here, Beth Nielsen Gammon, I saw you were here somewhere, Beth. And so I wanted to tell you, she had wanted some soaps in particular. And I do have them. Oh, there you are, Beth. And I do have them, and I have ample, beautiful soaps, but I'm going to have to show them to you and put them in the shop after because I ran out of time to list them. But I have lots and lots of these gorgeous soaps I made. So I'm going to show you my soaps because I didn't want to forget about it. And then you're all going to have to know that if you want to purchase the soaps, they are $8, and they're, I use tallow from the farm called Lilac Rain Farm that raises Wagyu beef, and they are all grass fed, and they're a lovely farm that have collaborated with me in the past with bringing our sheep here, bringing the Valais Blacknose sheep here. So Annabelle used to live here. I'm going to give you the whole story because I never do the short version. Annabelle used to live here. She's a Cotswold, and then she moved to Lilac Rain Farm to be the companion to their calf named Annabelle. So when Annabelle the calf was born, she had a horrible start, and her mom was in terrible shape and not a good mom. And so sometimes when moms are not a good mom in the world of livestock and in the world of all living beings, it's because of other reasons, generally health related. They never really got to the bottom of why Annabelle's mom was lousy at being a mom, but Annabelle had to be taken in by them. But Annabelle had like severe injuries because her mom was sort of freaked out when she was born, and Annabelle's leg broke and there were all kinds of complications. So Annabelle the calf lived in their garage and she needed a companion. And then that's how Annabelle, our sheep, made it to their farm. So then they raised Annabelle the calf and Annabelle the sheep as friends, and it worked out really great. And then Annabelle the calf finally sort of graduated to cowdom, and she's a mom herself now. And Annabelle the sheep, you know, grew up, but she needed more companions. So, and Pemberley the cute and Arthur and Alfred and Albert all moved over there to be companions to Annabelle. Arthur and Pemberley the cute ended up coming back here because they didn't need 5 sheep after all. They're a cow farm. They have their hands full. This is a long way of telling you why we have the Wagyu tallow in our soaps. So we've had this relationship ever since Annabelle the sheep became companion to Annabelle the calf. And then Annabelle the sheep became a surrogate to our Valais Blacknose sheep, Gwen Sheepfani, whom some of you know about and some of you don't know about, but Gwen Sheepfani is 100% Valais Blacknose. So she was an embryo baby. And so Annabelle the sheep surrogated her. And then when she was born, I drove over there. They're like half an hour away. And their daughter, Esther, was all hands. Esther was the one who did all the sheep raising. Anyway, then Annabelle surrogate mommed again this year and had Oliver, who is a 100% ram. So we have a relationship. And when they started raising the Wagyu beef, they asked me if I made soap. I said, yes. And have you used Wagyu tallow before? And I had not. And so now that I have, they've been giving me all the tallow. Well, I buy it from them. I can't go back. It is so rich. It's a beautiful tallow to work with. All of our soaps use that as a base. And then I make oils such as calendula oils or rose petal oils, or sometimes some herby oils like sage or whatnot, to then add into the soap base. And this batch has rose clay in it, which gives it a little pink. And I added actual pumpkin puree and lanolin. So the entire bar is like, I don't know, a farm in a bar kind of a soap. It's a really nice soap, and they're very long lasting, and they have a light fragrance, really nice fragrance. This one's all pumpkin-y, spicy, and I thought it'd be great for this month of Thanksgiving in the US. And yes, Rose asks about whether Esther had won a blue ribbon for Annabelle. Annabelle won blue ribbons 3 years in a row, Rose, as Esther's show sheep. And now, as happens, Esther is growing up, those kids, and she's an older teen, and she's a junior, I think, and she has all kinds of advanced classes and takes all kinds of extracurriculars. And her passion now is horses, which I'm not surprised. They're not far from Saratoga, which has a lot of races. Hey, Linda, you're wearing your purple apron. All right, it's so pretty. All right. Yeah, Beth, yours has orange in it as well. That's right. Thanks for reminding me. Oh yeah, because Beth, yours are in a bag over there. They're separate because I found them. But if you want to change, Beth, I had made more. No, you don't want to change. Okay. All right, so I'm going to load up the shop with my soaps afterwards, since I'm a little late on that. Next, I was going to tell you about aprons, right? Because there was some conversations in the chat about aprons. So here I go talking about aprons. Let's see. I discovered that I had more aprons that I had forgotten to list. So let me grab my 3 samples that I can throw on and show you, and then show you the one more color that I forgot to list that I will also be listing afterwards when I list the soaps. Hold on. Okay. So, first off, I just did not know that this sweater looks so good. I don't normally, it's a sample, you know, so I don't normally wear the samples. I just maybe I wear them in the booth for a bit when I'm at an event, but I really love it, but I can't wear it, you guys. If I wear it, I'm afraid I'll ruin it. it needs to be nice for the shows, but maybe not. Maybe I'm going to change my rule. Maybe I'm going to adopt it. All right. And so, by the way, it's the red cedar sweater. And who's it's I wrote it down. Jessica McDonald designed this, and we sell the yarn for it. It's in Spice Girls. Spice Girls is this yummy yarn. We use the darker shade, and then the next medium shade. The camera's over here. And then we used a skein of Taconic Twist for the contrast where the flowers are. And I have quite a few shades of Taconic Twist, but I don't have this light blue anymore, but I have some other really pretty shades. I do realize that I'm off the apron track. I'm going right back to it. I just wanted to, that would make a nice contrast, that lovely yellow for the red cedar sweater that I'm wearing in Taconic Twist. And also just one skein left of this one. It's sort of pink sand, I call it. That would be a pretty contrast. And I have these pretty madder root shades. Like that would be a pretty contrast. And so would that one. So these are in my online shop. And if you're having a hard time finding things in the search bar, if you wrote Taconic Twist or just Taconic, all the Taconic Twist colors would come up, and then you would see what we had. So we used one skein of Taconic Twist. It's a sport weight yarn for the contrast in this. This one used 4 skeins of Spice Girls. And so you would like type Spice Girls in the search and it would pull up the Spice Girls listing. And then, so it used 4 of like sort of the medium shade of Spice Girls, and then 1 of the dark, and then 1 of Taconic Twist in this one, which is a 42. All right. Now for apron time. I just haven't done these Zooms in so long. I do Zooms with my Patreon folks. It's so fun when we Patreon Zoom, isn't it? I see my Patreon people in there. We are usually out in the barn getting marauded by sheep. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Here's one of the indigo aprons. And it has this cute, some of the indigo aprons have like Daisy the sheep on the front, which is very, very cute. But because the indigo is such a deep shade, it's a more subtle thing. But some of the indigo aprons don't have any printing on the front, but we do put our cute little leather Wing and a Prayer Farm tag on the apron pocket. And can you use them for socks or not enough give? Oh no, that sport weight would be nice, Jade. You could do that. They have mohair in them. Or the other ones, the Spice Girls has alpaca if we're talking about Spice Girls, but if we're talking about Taconic Twist, Jade, that has mohair in it, which is nice in a sock. Okay, so here is how you put them on. Did you see that? That was pretty quick, huh? But there's not a whole lot of contrast between this apron and the sweater I'm wearing, so it's less easy to see how I did that. And then the back has the crisscross applesauce like that. Okay, and now I'll put on another color, but this is the indigo one. And I wear my apron night and day, day and night. Yeah, I think you might have to kind of twist because I've done some purples before that I think you got, Jade. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Marissa. Just never know. I'm a little wackadoo here. I'm not like in practice. When I was doing the virtual circuit, I would have like a PowerPoint prepared and there'd be all kinds of cool graphics and I'd flip through the slides. It'd be so magical, but I didn't do that for you today. It's just me and the shop stuff. Okay, now here we have the adorable Daisy. Anybody raise your hand? Do you know what kind of sheep Daisy is? I'm gonna see. Okay, Daisy is a Teeswater sheep. And this is the image of Daisy when she was a wee bairn. So see how I'm putting those straps right up and over? Isn't she the darn cutest? You go around, oh, there's even candy wrappers in this apron pocket. If you get this one in the mail, promise you it's not used. I just think sometimes, I think I wear them at the shows and then I like might slip whatever's in my hand. No, I know. I was wearing this one out for the photo shoot with Izzy, my horse. And I kept giving her peppermints, you know, to draw her little face in and make her ears nice. You know, that's a whole thing. People will like stand on the sidelines to make the animals look good when you're doing photos with them. We don't have that kind of personnel here. So I just had a pocket full of peppermints. So that's why there's a wrapper. But anyway, there's Daisy, big and bold. And then on the pocket, it says, Wing and a Prayer Farm, which is so nice. In the font, you guys have to know this font is the font that my daughter designed when she was 12. So my daughter SJ made the logo for the farm and, you know, wrote all the cute little labels on everything. And then one year, they surprised me, the kids, and gifted me my vest that I wear, my Carhartt vest that has the logo embroidered on the back, and SJ's writing Wing and a Prayer Farm. And then we were able to like capture that, and it's its own font, you know? So anyway, that's fun. And here you go. The back looks like that. And this is the small. So there's two sizes. And I guess I don't mean to say small, except it's more like there's a size 1 and a size 2. There are two sizes. And I wrote the dimensions, I believe, somewhere. And I think that, and in fact, I can show you the size 1, which is this one, or size small. It measures, they all have the same length. They're all, these aprons are all the same length going down, 27. The straps are 24 inches long. And then the width going around on the size 1 or the small is, I think it's like 40 something. 42. And then that's not a large one. I'll measure the larger one, the size 2 next, so that you'll know what that size is like. Because I had gifted one to a friend who's quite tall, quite broad, a gentleman, and maybe this is the next size up. Yeah. He wasn't going to fit in the size 1, but he did fit in the size 2. He does a lot of cooking and he loved the apron. All right, so here we go. The size 2 / the larger size is, yes, it's 52 going around. So I'm going to throw that on for you so you can see what it looks like. This is sort of the light logwood. It's a really pretty color. And Daisy's on the front of this one as well. Look at how cute she is. All right. So now you've seen, I'll stand back. My computer's sort of precariously balanced there. And I'm not a very tall person. I was going to stand on a thing. I'm standing on my couch. So you see how long it goes down to me, down to my knees. So it's pretty good coverage for me. Obviously, I'm 5'3". You need a Daisy one, Rana. Yeah, she's so jolly and cute. I kind of forget that I have this sheep face here, and I go around and I wear this to the post office and the bank and whatnot, because it's just like my uniform. And people get a grin when they see me, because there's Daisy. She's so happy. All righty. So now you've had a chance to see those 3 colors, but now I'm going to show you the 4th color that I forgot to list. And so I wanted to do this not only because I wanted to try to, get everything sort of squared away and tidy so that I could have a table free for Thanksgiving, but also because I think in the last couple of years with shipping, it's just been a little crazy. And I'm trying to work harder or smarter, not harder. And I feel like the whole shipping thing being so crazy, if it's possible for us to start doing things in advance and feel less pressure and crushed during a certain few weeks of the year, then we should do that. So That way, if you see things and you like them, I also have quite a few in-person events in December. And so I fret that I won't have the same inventory to offer online shoppers. Okay, here's one of the pretty blue ones that are a lighter indigo. And this is one of the larger sizes. And this one is just with the leather tag, not with daisy. And in fact, I think I have 1, 2, so I have 4 of this shade with just the leather tag. And they're different sizes. They're not all the larger. And I will be popping these in the shop after when I list the soaps. So give me like up to an hour after this to do that update. It really will only take me a few minutes, but in case something happens between the end of this and when I get it updated, like, I don't know, Eli comes back in the door all happy and frolicsome because he just had an outing, and then we have to pet him and have snuggle time, and those kinds of things will happen. All right. And then we got to move everything because Char's dog Goose is going to jump on it all if I'm not careful. Next thing you know, you have Labrador, German Shepherd dog hair in your order. None of us need that. Probably have your own at home, your own dog hairs and cat hairs or whatnot at home. All right, let me read this quickly. How do I clean them? I put them right in the wash, Karen. And because they're so bulky, it really actually, they are such a labor of love because the canvas is so sturdy that I can only do a few of these at a time. And it has taken me several months to have this inventory. They really, really, really soak up the dye. I have washed them twice, all of them, so that they're fast, they're color fast. But when you wash them, and in fact, you'll see, I wear this all the time. This is mine and it's faded by now because I just wear it so much. I'm going to dye it. I'm going to over dye it because it was in the walnut vat. And now I think I'm going to go into the indigo with it because I really like those blue ones. But it's kind of cruddy. You see, I've got quite a bit of dye stuff and cooking stuff, whatnot. But they wash really nicely. And some of you have them from going back, like from last year. Yeah, and so you may know already how they wear. They have some, they're very durable. Oh, Karen, I'm glad I'll see you in Brooklyn for that event on December 10th. And Jade, I wish you could too. My apron that I'm wearing, Felicia, is the smaller size, but it's pretty ample on me, even with the smaller size. Like you can see, it's got plenty of swing, like a swing dress, right? So if you're bigger busted, like I think there's some room. That's something I don't think about too much because I've always been the size I'm at, right? So you just think about, you get kind of narrow in your thinking sometimes. But I think like this is how much give it has. So, all right, here it is on me like this. I have a sweater on and a blouse, and I have a shirt under my blouse. And so I don't know. You can, because of the way the straps are, it gives quite a bit. All right. I've been talking an awful lot about the apron now, right? So why don't I move? Sorry about Beth. Sorry that it's not as much, but the next size up has, what did I say? 6 more inches, I believe, or 10 more inches. I said it was 52 and this is 42. So that makes it more ample, more comfortable. All right. Well, anyway, I wear this all the time and I really like wearing it. Do you guys want to see another sweater? Want me to do a costume change for you? Wardrobe change? All right. I didn't see anybody like, no, I just saw a few nods. That's good. I brought a whole bunch of sweaters over. Hold on. All right. Oh, socks. Cute little window shop socks. These are the ones that are in the Taproot issue that our article is in this past summer. And so we have those knit up in our Vermont flock yarn in 2 colors. Trying to find what issue it is. I had somebody write to me about Taproot wanting to order it. And they thought that I sold that, like that I did the subscriptions. I think that I do so much cross promotion that they were confused.
2, wait,
Sorry?
1 minus 1. What is
Which
it?
one? Oh, hey, Pat, you're here. Pat, I'm recording it for you. But that's fine. Hi, guys. There's 2 pages. I didn't even know there were 2 pages.
I got home earlier than I anticipated, so here I am.
Well, I'll say you can still watch it, the first part.
Wonderful.
I'm not so confident that the content is that worthy, but you may enjoy it. Hi, Penny. I just finally found the second page of viewers. And so now I'm seeing folks. It's so nice to see you all here. I see Lori, Lori Montalbano. Lori, we're going to talk tomorrow via Zoom and talk about sheep. Okay, guys, next sweater. Lucretia Britton. Lucretia, I feel like I know your name, but I just love that picture of you and your sailor. In fact, I'm guessing that's who it is. Okay. Yeah, Jade, the subscription renewal, you should do it if you can today. I know that's kind of a lot of pressure, but they are going up tomorrow. And Francesca, that is why somebody had contacted me. They wanted to renew their subscription and they were trying to do it before the price change. They got to have a price change because cost of goods have gone up so much. So, and it's worthy. It's a beautiful magazine. I keep seeing things in it that I want to make. Oh, to only have more time. So this is that beautiful Lovable Sweater by Sylvia McFadden and our dear friend Kate Solomon over at Green Mountain Spinnery knit this up, and it's on limited amount of time that we can have it here in our shop. I'm bringing it back to Kate on Thursday. I'm bringing my next batch of Shetland wool to Green Mountain Spinnery this week. And when I bring it, I have to return the Lovable Sweater to Kate because she knit it up so that we could have it in our shop this fall and show you all how beautiful all the single ladies, our Shetland yarn knits up. So I'm assuming you have a pretty good view of how I look here. Let me see if I can figure out how to look at my screen better. I'm a little clunky on Zoom. I get my hand held often by helpers. So the Lovable Sweater, and this one is a 46-inch bust, and it used 4 skeins. And this is how awesome Kate Solomon is. She gave me everything. The gauge on it was 14 stitches over 4 inches / 10 centimeters. And then there are different measurements at bust for the different sizes. And this one being the 46-inch bust, she used 4 skeins for. And so I'm going to bring it back to Kate, sadly, because it's such a beautiful, beautiful sweater sample. I'm just going to have to make my own, you guys. And here we have all the single ladies. So the color's slightly distorted. I think that in my screen, and it could be a number of factors that make it feel this way, that it looks a little more brown. And in person, it actually seems a little more charcoal if you were to look at it in person. So here is that lovely sweater. So this yarn I sell out of every year. I have one more box of it that I need to unpack and unwash and then tag. And so then I will have no more of this particular yarn until next year, because I'm making something different with the Shetland that I'm bringing this week. So let me find the chat here, make sure I can keep up with your questions. Yeah, Rana, how do you like that Clun Forest Alpaca yarn that you're working with? It's a nice yarn. I have some new colors. In fact, I can show you.
It's
And
gorgeous.
then- sorry.
It's beautiful.
Oh, good. How's that first sweater coming along? Tricky? Well, I wish you the best of luck. And maybe I'll see you when I go to Stockbridge on December. What are those dates? 3rd and 4th? Will you be going to that event? It's like the Norman Rockwell holiday event. You can show me. This is the yarn that I'm talking about with Rana. It's the Clun Forest Alpaca yarn, and this is a September sweater by Petite Knit, but I can't fit my arm through the other thing because there's a pin through it and I can't take it out because it'll take me too long. So I'm going to put this on over my head with one arm out so as not to waste time. And you just have to imagine how I look with 2 arms in it. Wait. I'm all askew. I'm all akimbo. Akimbo is one of my favorite words. Okay. Now, that's where the little pin is, and I don't want to take it off because it's in there just right. That tells us about the yarn. So this is that Clun Forest Alpaca I was just talking about. And you're going to have to just imagine what my other arm looks like. But what I want to do is show you the pretty colors we have in it. Where are you? Pretty colors. I think we ran out of room. Here we go. I only have I have this, like we call it slate, light slate, and it's an over dye of this fawn color into the indigo vat, and I just am crazy about it. It's a light blue. If you're a blue person or if you're a gray person, it leans into like a gray blue. It's very pretty. And then also this yarn has a few shades of this sort of golden color. So I over dyed it with marigolds, and they kind of go green gold, and there are a few skeins of it left. It's a lovely, lovely yarn. It's so soft, but the Clun Forest gives it so much structure and sturdiness. And then the alpaca adds its softness, its fineness to it. Let's see. Yeah, Liz, I agree about that lovable sweater being lovable. Let's see. I saw somebody else's note. Oh, okay, Rana, I'll see you in Brooklyn then. The sweater by Petite Knits is the what I was just wearing is the September sweater. Yeah, and it is a nice thick yarn, but the drape that you get from this is due to the alpaca, which I'm pleased with, and I'm going to make that yarn again. We're going to be shearing the Clun Forest sheep flock at my friend Doc Mason's in March, and he doesn't keep his fleeces, so that's how that happened. And then this is also the Clun Forest, and I did a thing. I don't have a ton of this yarn left over. It's the Clun Forest Teddy Bears Picnic. This is the Sveaborg Pullover, and it's by Sari Nordlund. And this one is a workhorse yarn slash, it's a workhorse yarn. You would not know that this lovely ecru colored sweater gets worn as much as it does because, and I've washed it as many times, and I am like Mini Pearl here with the old tag, because just having been at an event, all of the samples are tagged, but I don't wear the tag around the farm. But I do wear this sweater around the farm pretty constantly. So warm, no scratchiness, guys, no scratchiness, but it's like a rugged yarn. And I did a thing where I don't have a ton of this yarn left over. I'm now stepping on the dog's squeaky toys, but I over dyed some of the reds and the blues that I had because I was just not loving the color in my indigo, because I've been doing tons of indigo dyeing, and it's such a deep, deep, deep midnight, and I'm crazy about it. And I'm like, oh, I need this sweater in this now, because then I could have something that I don't, have to worry about getting stains on. But I've been washing this and it washes right up. So anyway, this Teddy Bear's Picnic in this very deep sort of inky midnight color now from the indigo dip is updated in the shop. If you want to make yourself, it's an Aran weight and it goes fast, and it's the yarn for all time. So you're not going to, it's a staple in the wardrobe kind of a yarn. And this sweater, Marissa, is Sari Nordlund's Sveaborg Pullover. I'm going to type that because sometimes I lisp. And I'm just going with, I didn't do caps and stuff because I was just trying to be quick. Let's see here. I'm playing around with my screen again. I think that I did something and I can't see you all again. Sorry about that. All right. And another question. Will I be bringing Thelma and Louise Marigold to Brooklyn General? Sad news. I don't have my Angora goats anymore. So I'm not making Thelma and Louise anymore. The only Thelma and Louise that I have now is the Thelma and Louise that you would see in my shop. So, Karen, I'm afraid that unless, whatever Thelma and Louise, what do I have here? I just have a very little bit of it left. Such a pretty yarn. But I don't have my Muppets anymore. They all passed away. So no more Thelma and Louise except for what's left. The yarn that is similar in composition is Taconic Twist, but Taconic Twist is a sport weight, but it's a very popular yarn. And then for a DK such as Thelma and Louise, I have Formo DK. I think that's the only DK. Oh, no. I have my Valais Blacknose sheep DK. And in fact, I think it was Liz Perez Wilson, who had said that she thought that the Gwen Sheepfani and the Daphne and Jepsen yarns are very much like Thelma and Louise. She got to visit with me last weekend at Fiber Festival of New England and fondle all the Gwen, Jepsen, and Daphne yarns. And I think she's right. It has similar luster and sort of drape, just like Thelma and Louise. It's just minus the mohair. Okay, now I think I put it on.
Tammy,
Yeah.
just so you know, I combined it with Thelma and Louise in the sweater. It's the orange, and the gauge is spot on with Thelma and Louise.
Wow.
So it combined right in nicely. So I think you have a new Thelma and Louise. It's just for your long-term project of the Valais Blacknose. So
Hold on, I'm going to spotlight that for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so Karen, see that orange in there? That's from, is it Daphne Jepsen or Gwenny that you got that?
It was Daphne.
Okay. So she says it's in there, and that the rest of that is Thelma and Louise. It's definitely holding its own. That's very pretty, Liz. Thank you for sharing that.
No
So
problem.
I will bring that to Brooklyn General. Okay, I'll unspotlight you because you didn't plan on that. Thanks, Liz. All right. Yeah, I'm glad for any of you to have had Thelma and Louise. Oh, good. Sari Nordlund has some patterns. That pattern might be on sale. I love that sweater. And in fact, since I made that sweater, I didn't make it, you guys, true confessions. who made, that was Molly Davis. So I have a friend, Molly, she knits for sheep, and some of you may or may not know this story, but Molly has White Dog Farm here in Vermont, and she's a beginning shepherdess, and she and her husband Kyle had a couple sheep, 3 sheep, and then added some more Wing and the Prairie Farm sheep to the flock, and then the next year some more, and the next year some more. So she 3 years in a row has gotten sheep from me. She knits like the wind. She knits a sweater in 5 days. So anyway, Molly and I started doing a thing. When I realized that she knits so fast and she loves to knit, I was like, wait, could you do a sample for me in this yarn that just came in? I will never have time to do. And she's like, sure. And she did this sweater in a week, with the zipper and everything, you know, and then sent it to me. It's amazing. So I don't know where I was going with that, but that's a great pattern. She loved it. And she's made 3 of them, I think, since then. And in our Teddy Bear's Picnic yarn, she's made 3 of that sweater. And so this sweater that I'm showing you now is the Felix sweater by Savory Knitting. It's Savory Knits or Savory Knitting. It's Amy. What's she? Savory Knitting. So Amy
Savory Knitting, Amy Christopher's.
Amy Christopher's, yeah. So Amy, everybody seems to know about this pattern, and I have it also as a cardigan, and Liz knit it actually in our Cormo. So this is in the buckthorn colorway. And as you can see, the buckthorn yarn is so pretty. It's got different pops in it, because when I dyed it, I left the leaves and the stems and everything in the kettle. And sometimes the leaves would move it more towards like a greenish yellow, and the stems would move it more towards like an apricot-y yellow. And so that it's a real beautiful sort of variegated color. And this yarn is a worsted weight yarn. And it's definitely the softest yarn if you're a person that, you know, is sensitive to the prickle factor in wool or whatnot. The Cormo is the softest yarn. It is so yummy, just like old Pete out there in the field. Peter Pan is our beautiful ram, who's not a ram anymore, and he's a big snuggle puss. You just want to snug him. He has all these little wrinkles in his nose, and he's so pleasant with his little smile. And they all are. But that's why I feel like not true to my sheep when I'm in here talking about their yarn. I feel like I should be out there with them, and that like they should be part of the shop. But we're doing this. But I also did a lot of walnut dyeing on the Peter Pan and Fam, and it's hard to see in this you know, in this camera, but it is such a pretty, actually, I have my little backdrop here. It might show up pretty well there this is how I take all my pictures. This is above my couch, this backdrop, but it's a really soft kind of a cocoa. And then it has a slight bit of like tonality in it with a little deeper shades here and there. So I recommend, if you want something soft, you want to knit something up for somebody, crochet something up for someone that is like a surefire worsted win, then grab any of the Peter Pan and Fam worsted yarn, because it's so smooshy and buttery soft. Yeah, and when I wear this, I feel like butter, like butter, like butter on a croissant. It's like, this is a pretty color for me. I like these warm yellows, things of that sort. But I also love the satisfaction of knowing where it came from the buckthorns, which grow invasively on the sides of my field. The goat loves to chew them up, but the sheep aren't too bothered by it, aren't too interested in it. And okay, so let me check your questions here. Oh, it's Jepsen, not Daphne. Okay, so let me show you some of that. You got some of the green, yellow Cormo. It's so pretty, Claire. It really is. Well, yeah, Rose, that was very special when you climbed out of your car and you made a beeline to see Thelma and Louise when you came to the farm many years ago, and wore your sweater, and we got a picture of you there. I'm so glad for any of you who've gotten Thelma and Louise in your stash. I was going to show you, I just said it and now I forgot it. Oh, the girls. Oh, okay. So Gwen, Sheepfani, Gwenny and Jepsen and Daphne all have had their first yarns made, which is a very special thing because folks know about Jubilee on our farm, our Valais Blacknose that was born in 2020. And Jubilee had like a lot of special things made with her wool. But then we took most of our Valais Blacknose sheep's wool and put it into this weaving project for blankets. And last year we had woven clutches. But this year we settled upon these beautiful blankets that consumed almost all of the fiber from our Valais Blacknose flocks. And we're very, very pleased with the blankets. But they sold out in probably an hour. I didn't even get a chance to put them out to the public because I put them out to our Patreon folks. And so the blankets that we made from this year's Valais Blacknose blanket project got sold pretty quickly. So I have a wait list for next year's blankets. I can show you my blanket. I did keep one for the farm. And so they're amazing. They have 22, you'd have to be like kind of with a microscope to count them, 22 lines in this gradient. And this is this pattern was decided upon. Actually, Beth Nielsen Gammon was here when we looked at the patterns that the weaver Tegan Frasino showed us. 22 lines to 22 lines to represent 22 years of raising sheep. But it's the Valais Blacknose fiber that I dyed with walnuts and alkanet roots to get black like that. But most of their fiber, as you can see, is white. We don't use the facial hair and, you know, the little black bits. They're very short, but we use all their beautiful long white locks, which are sort of more ecru pearly. And so we had these beautiful blankets woven by Comfort Cloth Weaving. And Tegan did an amazing job. And we had 13 made this year. After she wove them all, she folded them. And so she folded them with steam so that they would be more felted, you know, so they're like a camp blanket. So they're really a lovely piece. But then with Gwen and Jepsen and Daphne's wool, and Gwen and Jepsen and Daphne were just the lambs in the past year, we made them each their own yarn. Oh, I'm glad you love your blanket, Penny. It was my pleasure to hand it on over to you. So we have some different colors. So from start, let's see, what does Gwenny have left? Well, these are Daphne. Oh, Daphne needs tags still. I hope I listed it. I can't remember. But Daphne has indigo and then sort of a pretty peachy orange and a madder red. And then they're 50-gram skeins. And then let's see. I think Jepsen's shades are similar. And Gwenny's too. I can't see where they are. Hold on. Oh, Gwenny's, okay. Gwenny's got a little bit of purple left. She did purple. Oh, I have to show you something. One more thing. Hold on. And voila, thanks to Penny Johns, I have my own little Sophie scarf by Petite Knits. Thank you, Penny. Look, put yours on and we'll be twins. And it's done in Gwen's wool. Everything's opposite on my computer, so I feel like I'm going one way with this, but it's the other way. All right, I just got to be confident. Doesn't matter what I look like, right? Gwen had pink Manise, but she also had done some purples with hers. And here's that sort of pinkish color that Manise is asking about. And then there's like a sort of a rosy pink color too. This is more like a lilac. And what else does Gwenny have that's left? I think she only has the one kind of rosy cherry color. Oh, she has sort of that apricot peachy color too. And Gwenny also has some natural undyed left. Here it is. Oh, right. And then Gwenny has some of this green. Okay. And there's sort of like a fresh indigo, which is a very light green, and then the undyed. So yeah, one skein to make the Sophie scarf, says Penny. And I didn't fuss with it, but I know people are wearing them like tied in a little knot, right? Not just like, and voila. So I think that looks great, doesn't it? One little, and now I have a little Gwenny around my neck. She would love knowing that all these people have her on their neck like that, because Gwen is a diva, everybody. Gwen is much about Gwen. So anyway, I love this, and thank you, Penny. It was what a surprise, and I got all crazy excited when I opened it up and saw what it was. But I want to make a whole bunch of these for my family, because I think that they would all love to have a little bit of our sheep around their neck too. And this is just a darling pattern. So they're 50-gram skeins, and it's a DK, and they're 130 yards, each of those. Let's see. Oh gosh, I don't want to run out of time, you guys. It's going on 3, or it's 3. I can't figure out my screen here. Here we go. Back to that. Let me show you the cool new thing. All righty. Let me show you. Trying to get my screen smaller, but never mind. The solstice calendars. I'm so excited about these solstice calendars. And I'll tell you a little funny story. I got so excited about this project. I've been dyeing all of these giant pieces of canvas with indigo and taking several dips. Indigo is a dye that you layer. You don't just like put it in there and let it soak it up and then you're done. You do a dip, and then I take it from the indigo vat into a rinsing dip, and I let it rinse for quite a while. I let it soak, and then I take it out and then I dry it. The next day I look at it and I say, more color. And then I have to re-wet it. And this canvas takes a long time to wet. Go back into the indigo vat and then wet it again. And then the next day assess the color. And I did 3 dips on the canvas because took that much to come to soak in the color. And then I worked with the photographs that I liked. It's just hard to choose. I couldn't choose 21. With the company in Pennsylvania, in Bucks County, Eric and Christopher, to get these images of our animals and dye flowers and yarn and eggs and the pups and all the fun things onto the pockets for the solstice calendar, so that we could count down with a really adorable image from the farm until the shortest day of the year, starting on December 1st. And to me, that is a very, very, very special day, because it means after that, the days get longer. And that just makes me so excited. I love the solstice for that reason, because I really love light in my life. And so I'm just really excited. Oh, and here comes Shar with a special thing, and all the dogs. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hello, everyone. Hello. We got lots of fluffy critters just coming in the door. Oh, they gave us, can you come and show? Okay, because I'm just starting to talk about it. So Shar just picked up like kind of the final thing. Thank you.
There's still more too.
Yeah. That was Goose, everyone. She ran out of time. Oh, she's so sweet. Do you know what this is? This is so sweet. Thank you, Shar. Were they psyched about their pie? Okay, cool. These are all of the little maple sugar leaves. So our friends Glaston View Maple Farm, they are kind of like right through the woods, have made all the little sweet maple treats. Oh, Shar, look. Oh no, that's like a little piece of packing stuff. I thought it said Tammy. I thought she made me one. I'm seeing things. I wanted one. Anyway, oh, my eyes are bad. So here they are. Oh, maybe should I bring the computer over? I think that's easiest, right? Can I trouble you to be my holder for the computer? I've taken all these people's hour and more, I think. All right, guys. So here, Shar will hold the computer and I'll do the demo. I'm trying to look. Yeah, maybe go. No, this way. Oh, Goose. He's up on next to Shar. All right, Shar, that's not going to work too well. Hold on. You want to make, okay. All right. Sorry, guys. All the dogs want to help. I'm watching him in that soap. Hold on.
Leave it.
He likes to eat soap, you guys. Here, let's show them Goose. There he goes. No, Goose.
Leave it.
Okay, sorry. Okay. All right.
Leave it.
So he's a puppy. How much does he weigh now?
I haven't weighed him since September, but he was 80 pounds in September.
Yeah, in September
So
he was 80
he's
pounds.
probably 90 now. I don't know.
He's a big boy. Okay, so in the pocket, you got, oh, this one, this little baby pear,
So little.
Persephone. Makes me so sad. Persephone got killed by a coyote this summer. It was just the worst sad thing. But there's baby pear. We'll put that in there. Anyway, there was already a thing in there, huh? Okay, but each one, and then here we have Neptune. We have a little bit of a crew. Oh, delish. Oh, there's some yarn and some pretty posies. It's indigo. Oh, what's in here? So every day has treats in it, and you get red kite caramels from Red Kite Candy, which they made these special for us, you guys, because they love us and we love them. Elaine and I are like,
You can just, there's a chocolate in that one.
I want them to see.
Okay, why don't you choose a lower pocket?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, and Lake Champlain chocolates. Okay, does everyone know the story about me and Lake Champlain chocolates? It was one of my first jobs. Oh, well, I'll tell you a little later. And there's Christopher Robin, his little fancy beard. Oh, and then, oh, what's in here? That's little Alice. Oh, tattoos, little yarn tattoos. Oh, what's in Bilbo? Oh, homemade chapsticks with calendula oil. Shar is rolling her eyes at me so badly, you guys. She's not amused.
No, I think
Okay.
that's, I don't think that's
What?
Alice.
Who do you think it is?
I think it's, is it Jepsen? It's
Oh,
one
it's
of the
Jeppy.
little-
It's still Jeppy. Yeah, it's
one
her
of
in the
ballet
field.
babies.
Sorry, I get confused. Oh, these are so good, you guys. These Lake Champlain chocolates, they have like nuts and inside them. So that's like super yummy kind. Anyway, oh, look at, there's Pete. And there's a sheep tattoo. You guys can't see these that well, probably because it's kind of far away for you. But look at the ducks on the bottom. They can't. They are so well done. So I had taken this picture once of all the ducks in the snow. Oh, I don't know if they can see it so well because they're, I'll do this. So like I can hear them in my head. Oh, and we love that one. Is that Maggie and Hester? Maggie and Hester. So, and there's Eli made it, you guys. Eli made the solstice calendar. Don't tell Nessie or Goose. And then Joni and Mo made the calendar, and a pie made the calendar, and a basket of eggs made the calendar. So we took all of our favorite images. Okay, it's slightly crooked.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. And had them rendered to be on the pockets. And so they're dyed. The dyed fabric is everything that I did on the farm, and down at the very bottom, it's kind of hard to see, but it's the Wing and a Prayer Farm logo. And they're on dowels and then the barn is here, and that's Shar. I think that's Momo or Joni.
I think it's
Joni and Momo's
Yeah.
down here. And that's Shar again. Shar, very popular on the calendar. And then that's me. That's me. So it's a pretty personal calendar for us. But you guys don't have to know all the names of everyone to enjoy it, right? But you could. That'd be nice. It adds to it. But every year you can take this out and you can use it again and fill up the pockets, and you can gift them. And we're selling them unfilled and filled. They come on the dowel with the jute cord with 2 dowels. And I wanted to get them out to you as quickly as possible so that you could enjoy them for the month of December. So the little pockets are going to be chock full. We also have some lovely little salves, some knitting, Katrinkle's knitting jewelry is in the pockets too. And let's see. Yeah, the caramels are amazing. So let me see, I guess, running through the chat here. The red cedar. Okay, you got that. Sometimes you guys answer each other's questions. Thank you so much. So, the last but not least, pillows. I forgot to tell you, we have restocked our Jepsen pillows and our Daisy pillows and our Juby pillows. So, these are so fun. I don't think there's anything that, as far as like shop, that I haven't told you about. Do you want to hear the story about Lake Champlain chocolates? Some of you do. Okay, Linda wants to hear it. Char's ready to be not hold the computer anymore. All righty. Thank you, Char. Thanks for going over and grabbing those. Must have been fun to see them. I haven't seen them in a while. Really? He's young. He's like 2, the puppy. He's a shepherd, right? Yeah. I know, but it's just scary when your dog gets sick. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Oh, that must have been really hard for them. They love him so much. Okay. We have the tea towel still, and we have Eli still. What I wanted to tell you about was it's a silly story, and some of you have heard me tell it before. When I was in college, I got what do you call it, work study. So I would get odd jobs all of the time. Every week I might have a different job, and yeah, some of them I got called back for, but I would do anything. I would profess to have all the skills, which meant that I'd get lots of different opportunities. And I really got excited this one time. There was this mall opening up in Burlington, Vermont, where I was living near for my college. And a new company had started that sold chocolates, and they were making all the chocolates for the grand opening of the mall. They were having a gala, and you're a young college kid and you go into what's going to be a brand new mall. Also in the I'm a country kid, and so the mall had an escalator. At the time, there were only 2 escalators in Vermont, at that brand new mall that was going to be opening and at the airport in Burlington, Vermont. So escalators were not a common thing either. So this is a big fancy thing, like all the silver glitzy stuff, hanging from everywhere. And so they had said I could bring a friend. So I asked my friend Jackie if she wanted to help me with the job. And the job was, when we got there, to fill little velvet pouches with these silver wrapped chocolates. And each little, there were like, I don't know, there were like 500 velvet pouches that we needed to fill up. So like this little solstice calendar job is right up my alley, right? Filling pockets. And after we would, or during, well, it didn't matter how long it took us, but we were invited to eat as many of the chocolates as we wanted to along the way. And so, of course, my friend Jackie and I were like, Lucy and Ethel were stuffing our faces with those chocolates and filling the pouches and eating chocolates. And we ate ourselves silly with chocolate. And it was from Lake Champlain Chocolate. They were the brand new chocolate company. And so, gosh, I've been out of college, 35 years. I had my 35th college reunion this summer. So it's been more than 35 years that their business has been in business and that I have been consuming Lake Champlain chocolates. So I fully endorse these chocolates as part of the solstice calendar. And I was so happy that I was able to get enough from them. They were able to sell to me the chocolates to fill the calendars in. So that's my little Lake Champlain chocolate story. And sure, it doesn't really matter to them, but I think it's fun that there's a little history. And if you guys have any other questions, I'm here just to answer questions. Thanks, Karen, for joining us. And I'll update the shop with that apron color and the soaps. I see you have to walk your dog. Everybody else, any questions? We all ready to cut out? I had a good time. I hope that yeah, and the calendars, Rona, they are on the site now. They are sort of scrolled down. You have to go down a ways. I didn't put them at the top of the listing. So if you plug in solstice, like in the search, it'll bring it up for you. And you're welcome, Jade. Thanks for coming. I'm going to be putting these things, like I'll promote them on my social media maybe in a few days or whatnot, but I wanted to promote them with you guys first and give you, everybody who's a newsletter subscriber, I wanted to give you a chance at seeing all these things before I put it on social media for the masses. Oh, Rose, I do still have Juby doll kits, and I think I have quite a few in each color. And I saw your note earlier, and thank you for making that note. Thanks, Gail, for coming. Thanks for coming, folks. Sia, is it Sia? I think she's gone. Okay. Well, thanks everyone, and I'll see you. And yes, I have those. And sometime, Rose, Mika and I are going to do more, another workshop too. So that'll be fun. Bye, everybody. Have a great afternoon. Thanks for joining us.